welcome back to the channel. Hope you're alright. If you haven't already, give that little subscribe button a tick. I'm away over in the northeast today, and I've got this 20 tonner that you can see over there. The cab heater isn't working properly, so if you set the temperature in the cab to 32 degrees, it blows flat out hot. Turn it down to 31.5, it just blows cold air all day long. If you watched Monday's video, I told you that I've had this problem before, and it was the outside air temperature sensor that was faulty. So I'll have to look at my laptop and just remember how to do it, but you can press a selection of buttons on the climate control system, and it tells you what the outside air temperature is. Now on the 140 that I had when it was the outside air temperature, it was reading like 53 degrees outside air temperature, and that was on a day that was like 16 degrees. So of course, when you set the temperature to 31 degrees, the machine thinks, oh well, it's 50 degrees outside, I better cool the cab down. Because when you set it to 32 degrees, that's like max heat. So it kind of overrides the climate control system and just puts max heat into the cab. So that's what I'm going to do. I think he's fetching it down to the roadside, although he's just got out. Not sure. This gentleman on here is Polish, so there's a bit of a language barrier like, but I think he wants me to walk up. We'll see. So I can't find any information about setting the dash panel up here to show the outside temperature, but it's reading 13 degrees here, blowing out the wind, and I'm set to 31.5. Turn that temperature to high, and you can see the temperature's rockets up. So I'm gonna replace the sensor under the cab, what I pulled off that machine yesterday, and see if that fixes it. I'm sure it will. Yeah, so on the old machines, you could press, I'm sure it was like selecting mode, and it'd show you the outside temperature, but can't get it to do it on this. And I've had a look in the workshop manual and the operator's manual, and I can't see it. So we'll plug this new one in under here and get it on with one hand. I can't, hang on. So I plugged in that new sensor. I've just not long started it, so it'll take a bit to kind of acclimatise, but I've set it 29.5 degrees here. The inside cab temperature at the moment is about 26, 27. Remember before, when I set it any lower than high, it would just immediately blow cold air, and we got the temperature down to about 11 degrees within minutes. So I think that's the answer. Like, I'll just let it be for 10 minutes, and that should warm the cab up to what we've set it in there. It's in auto. We'll see what happens. But I think that's the cure. Nice and easy. Alright, that's him going back to work, and I'll get on to the next job. Hopefully, well, the next one will be just as straightforward. Next one is on the way back through to Carlisle-ish. A little bit of a detour. I've got a smart key fob to program to a machine. That's the next job, and then yeah, I'll see what else I can get done today, because there's a lot on this week. Busy. Nice fella, lovely fella. Right, well, back up. Turn around somewhere down here, hopefully. Oh, it's gonna level that road out as well for us, so I don't scalp my sump. Right, I'm back in a very rainy Cumbria. The machine that I'm after is over there. The time is 12 o'clock. So for this job's on behalf of another dealer. There's no site contact information or out like that. So they weren't expecting us, of course. I can't have the machine till 1 o'clock. So I'll sit and have my lunch, and I think they're going to wave us over. It's only a 15-minute job, like, but there you go. Okay. Right, I've got here 5 minutes before I expected to as well. Yeah, I just need to essentially register a new key with the machine because what with COVID and world problems, blah blah blah, supply issues with microchips. So when new machines were going out, they were only going out with one key fob. So I've got a second one. All machines should have 2 keys. So the machine is learning its new fob. You can see there the button's gone like a turquoisey colour. I need to hold it on there for 60 seconds and that'll be the job done. Complete. Nice easy job, but it's just where the machine's at. It's a long way to go to get here. So thankfully that other job that I've done today, that gets us out this way, and also that other job that I've done, that 225 there, it's going way up the road, a long way up the road, tomorrow I think. So that's why that one was kind of pushed to the front of the queue, just for, although it was something silly, that's it done. Look, button's gone red, so should be able to start that now. So yeah, that's why I'm getting these 2 jobs done today. Right, that's me finished. I can pack up now. So we'll just double check now that both fobs are working. Oh. Grand. Right, get out of this mizzle and rain. Whoa, cold. Poor digger, it's only done 116 hours. Yeesh. Anyway, not my problem. Onwards! So I've at this Mega 300. Oh. And I'm not at it for this problem, but it has got this problem when I turned up. I'm at it because when you press the brakes it stalls the engine. But in here we've got an issue. It burnt out the pilot solenoid yesterday. So you swap the park brake solenoid onto the pilot solenoid. It did another half a day's work and it burnt out again. So they put a new one on and now we've got nothing. So I've just had the spool out, put the solenoid onto it, it's moving the spool. Yeah, I'm just putting it back together now and seeing what happens. Maybe pulling it out and putting it back together's cleared it. Hopefully the machine will move and then we can have a look at this engine stalling when it brakes. So I've got it all back together and still haven't got any pilot functions. So I know that solenoid's getting power. I know it, well, in fresh air it's moving the solenoid spool, but we've still not got any hydraulics. So what I need to do now is check the pilot pressure at various points and see where it's disappearing to. If there is any at all. Shaft might have sheared between the steering pump and the pilot pump. We've got steering. Yeah, I'll go and have a look at schematic first and then we'll know better. I also don't have a fan working, so that tells me a lot as well. There's a test gauge on there, but obviously I haven't got any pressure there if the fan isn't working. So that tells me a lot. I'll go and have a look at a schematic now. So you'll have to excuse me, my hydraulic schematic reading isn't tremendous. But yeah, pilot system, we've got the main loader pump, steer pump. The steering works, so we know that works. The loader arm we presume works, but we've got no pilot to move it. So we can't have a shaft sheared here because we've still got steering. There's a shaft that runs right the way through the centre of these. So so the steering works. Anyway, brake pilot pump comes out of here, along here, and it'll either go through the brake pilot filter, or it'll come down here and into the pilot block. It gets to this spool here where you can see it's got nowhere to go, so it back feeds and it pushes this spool down. It needs to reach 120 bar before that is moved down, and then it comes round here and into the fan motor. That fan motor isn't working, remember, so we can assume that we've either got no pressure or not enough pressure to move this. But remember, we've got no pilot controls either, which will come in through here. I need to just look at this a bit more, but at the moment I'm wondering whether we've got a pilot feed from the pilot pump. That is the question. So I highly doubt it, because if the pilot filter's blocked, then it's got a relief valve in it which just bypasses it. So if the pilot filter's blocked, it'll go around the outside. So that's what I'm going to check. My pilot pressure. So I reckon I'm wanting at least 120 bar going into that. Obviously I haven't got 120 bar, but I need 120 bar for that fan to go around, and then it goes through this here, which is a pressure reducing valve, which brings obviously 120 down to 35, 40 bar pilot pressure. So I'm going to put this in here like that and read what the pressure is. Okay, so I'm taking that pipe there. This pipe here is coming from the pump. That there's my brake pilot filter. I've got another pipe going out of there, which is going to that pilot block the other side of the machine. Where it tees onto, that one there is essentially what's feeding the fan at the back. So I'm going to put my gauge in there and read what pressures the pump's making. So that's ORFS, and I had BSP, and I don't have an ORFS-T with a BSP fitting in, which I could quite easily go and get one. I'm not far away from a hydraulic bit, but what I did was I just got the fella on the seat there to start it and stop it, and he started it. There was absolutely no oil coming out of my pilot pump, so I'm going to park it up out the road here, and I'm going to endeavour, although yeah, I'm gonna take the hydraulic pump off the pilot pump only, hopefully. So I've got it shifted. It's a good job it's stopped with the boom up, and I thought I would need pilot pressure to release the park brake, but the park brake doesn't work, so job's a good one. Right, I need to remove that pump off the end of there, and I need to not lose heaps and heaps of oil. So that orange pipe on the top is the feed, and then you've got the pressure at this side, is that flexi pipe. It's all just going to be Allen keys. Should be nice and easy. I'm just going to look at a parts list though, just make sure there's nothing going to surprise us. Well, my diagnosis was right anyway. There's no pilot pump pressure. Unfortunately, that's the shaft out of the main pump. I was hoping that shaft would have sheared. That is not what I wanted to see, I'll be honest with you. Bugger. Right, we're going to take the main pump off now. I was hoping taking that bit off I'll be able to get to the shaft, but obviously the shaft will come in through that way. Oh no, actually the shaft will go that way. The rest of that, so it'll go through the main pump. So I've got the main pump to take off. Wasn't I just saying the other day about taking a main pump off isn't fun on a loading shovel? Guess what I'm doing today? Oh Lord. Right, there's no point standing looking at it. No one's going to do it for us. Oh, believe me, I have got tools everywhere. And I am covered in oil. Yeah, I'll show you what I've been up to, look. So as you can see, that's where the pump lives, up there. I have removed the pump. So I've taken that drive shaft off, and then me being a skinny little bugger, I can go up in between there, and then the owner kind of just gently pried it off, and I not caught it. It was all very controlled, but got it out and onto this drum here. He's likely not long had this. I say not long, maybe a year ago, he said. I think he'd put this new pump on. Yeah, it's this shaft here, that one. I'll need to come out. See, that's where it's broken there, look. Right there. Anyway, I'm gonna put that in the back of the van, and all the rest of the pump and bolts, I can't remember now what held what on, but I'll work it out. Put everything in the back of the van and take it back to the workshop. I'll get a new shaft and rebuild it, and then look forward to putting it back on. Oh dear. Oh god, you just get so many tools out. I mean, I've got about 10 different 10mm Allen keys out because they were awkward to get at. Right, I have got stuff everywhere, so I'm gonna put everything away. I'll see you in the morning. Hello, it is, what is it today? Wednesday today. I've got a 140 to go and see for not starting, and I'm not going to go any further up this forestry road because it looks like it turns to absolute crap. So probably park up here and get my walking boots on. We're in the Lake District and it's dry for a change. Yeah, I mean, I know I've got new tyres on and all, but you need to know your limits, don't you? This will definitely be the limit of where my van would get to. So I'll walk, stretch the legs. I need the exercise. Oh my word. Right. Oh, the machine's up there, look. See it in the trees just. So I think I've got an EPOS failure here. What is the score? So the vehicle check connector here, pins 4 and 5, that's my CAN network. I've got a 60 ohm resistance, which is correct with the ignition on. I've got on the CAN low 2.3, CAN high is about 2.6, so that's good. I've got 24 volts at my fuse, going across my fuse and into the EPOS here. So my power's going into there, but I haven't got anything on the little LCD gauge panel, so I think I've got a dead EPOS. What's caused that? I don't know. This machine's got a winch on it and they can work that remotely, and that does that, and when you work it remotely it sort of allows this controller here to rev the machine up and down. So whether that's got out to do with it, I don't know. Whether it's just, I mean, the machine is 2013, it's probably done a fair bit of work, so it is possible that it's just a component failure. So yeah, fuse box does look a bit sketchy like. That's for the work lights. That one there's my EPOS fuse. So yeah. It's only done 6,500 hours like. So you see up in the top there, on all Doosan machines you've got a little lightning bolt up there. If you get a little cross through it, there's a communication error. So obviously I can't get into the service menu because this is reading what the EPOS is recording, so can't see anything. So with that machine, I wanted to go down and just make sure that it was the EPOS that was wrong with it. I did have my suspicions, but when I learned that it had the winch set up on it, obviously they've got their own control box for that winch, and they must, how they do it I don't know, they must interrupt the CAN signal or something to remotely rev the engine up and down. So I was just a bit concerned that perhaps it's that side of the machine that's causing this issue as opposed to the EPOS itself. I didn't want to order an expensive part to come down with it today and not fit it, and then we'd be stuck with this expensive part. So the part is ordered. It's not in the UK, but it is in Europe, so we should have that for Friday lunchtime. So I'll have to keep Friday afternoon available and come back down here Friday afternoon, and hopefully it'll get the machine back up and running again. Yeah, that's the dream. Right, back up towards Carlisle now. Yeah, it'll be 2:30 when I get back up there. So we'll see what the rest of the day brings. Right, I didn't go back up to Carlisle. I thought I'd come back to this machine and torture myself again. So what have I done? Fitted the fuel gauge, and it didn't work straight away, but there was something else it was doing. Oh, the light wasn't coming on, which it definitely was last time. So then what I did was, oh dear. Yeah, I opened that plug back up that I cleaned those pins up, and they were rotten again. So I've eradicated the problem. Done a load of joins. I will tidy that up. It won't look like that when I'm finished, but I've just sort of put everything together. So once I did that, everything started working, apart from my fuel gauge. So what I did was I grabbed my new float for the tank, plugged it on, and if I lift this float up, level goes up. So I put the old gauge back on with the new float, wouldn't work. So I think, I think that plug down there has damaged both the gauges and the level sender. That's all I can make out. So I plugged that one back on that we did the other week there. Nothing. Anyway, I'm going to put it back together now, and I might get out of here before it's dark, because every time I've been here it's been dark when I've been leaving. Right, I hate putting these back together. It's one thing taking them apart, but taking them back together. Oh. Right, I'll go and grab some stuff to tidy all that wiring up down there. So that's us finished for the day really. It's 23 minutes past 4. I've got about an hour and 40 minutes drive to get home. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. The next couple of days, obviously that EPOS controller, I should have that for tomorrow lunchtime. It's coming from Germany. I think I might go and fit that Friday morning. That way if anything goes wrong and I've not diagnosed it right, then I've got the rest of the day to try and work out what's wrong. But I'm sort of 90% sure on that one. Yeah, well, there's lots to do, but tune back in on Friday's video to see if that EPOS controller's cued it. Because I would, if I were you. Right, thanks for watching everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one.